Now it is. The mic is on. Are you scared? You're scared, aren't you?
I've been born scared.
Okay, what's up, guys? This is UParty Talks Anime. It's a new segment we're trying out. Hey, you like that? I'm doing a little thing here.
No.
So, it's a new segment we're trying out where members of UParty will come on and we'll pick an anime, watch it. Maybe if we have the manga, we'll do that too. And we'll live stream it the night before, and then we'll upload it to YouTube. So make sure you follow on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube. Keep updated. And we'll just go through like an in-depth conversation about the anime that we just watched or the manga that we just read. And
I'll slowly dissolve into the black.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just maybe over time you'll just disappear. You like this spot? You like this, right? It's a nice.
Not as fancy. I can't believe that you shipped us out to space.
To space for this one. I know.
Specific.
You like the space bugs.
They'll get you.
They will get
you.
And today's special guest is Dandy.
No drum roll.
Oh, you didn't let me do it. It was supposed to be today's guest is Dandy, but you can call him Space Dandy.
Who's that?
Yeah, you caught it. We're done with this.
Put the timer back up.
Go back to the scene. Okay, so I just want to say, because we were talking about this before, we watched it on what?
Kiss Anime?
Let me talk to you about having to go on Kiss Anime. Because, Dan, what did you say? I was going on the wrong Kiss Anime.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
That's stupid.
There's different Kiss Animes. That's everybody knows that. You didn't.
No, everyone does not know that.
Yeah.
If you pay, if you go to watch things legally and the best fucking quality, which you should.
Well, yeah. Not a lot of people pay for anime, though. That's the thing.
See, now I'm watching on this shitty fucking service where how does it work on the one you're watching? What do you get? You only get so many clicks and then an ad shows up, or it's different on the one you were watching? Or do ads just fucking attack you?
Well, you get hit with an ad. Also,
right.
We stopped traveling for a few, so we hit a rough spot in the travels. But you get a few. It's not even a few clicks. I would say you could start the anime, and then like after you're pushing it with like four clicks. After that,
no, we started back up again.
I got the motor.
Okay, now apparently on this bootleg Kiss Anime site that I'm watching,
Mike's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I know it's the right Kiss Anime. They have that Naruto like loading symbol." I'm like, "No, that's the wrong one. It's not the right one. It's terrible."
There's what, Kiss Anime RU, and
RU's the right one.
And what's the wrong one?
Like Kiss Anime. You go to Google, type in Kiss Anime, and the first one's the wrong one.
Yeah, exactly. It's the wrong one.
That's like the bootleg one that like steals your credit card if you join.
Well, my fucking account's already fucking gone, cause. So anyway, the way it works on the one I was on is you get about 3 clicks, and then an ad pops up that's like, "Fuck you, error. If you don't do anything, you're screwed." Oh, what are some of the good ads that you saw in yours? Let's exchange ads here.
I have gone on the one that you've gone on, and you get hit with like just like porn ads, like the ones that
there's some good porn ads.
You don't want anybody walking in when you're trying to watch anime and then like this appears and it's just like, "Play the hottest sex game tonight." And you're like, okay, well...
One of my favorite ones is, "You can do anything to these medieval women." And it's like scantily clad, like,
well, yeah.
JPEGs. My favorite...
You don't want to do anything to those women?
My favorite is, though, because I was watching it... I just got done watching it, December 2nd, I want to say. In context, in case you ever come back to this video. Mm-hmm. My favorite ad was on the side... I sent you a picture of this. I'm going to see if I might have saved the picture. I'm not sure, though. If I can find it, I'll put it in post. But it's a picture to download a sexy Halloween cat girl. I don't know if it's a screensaver or what it does. I was way too scared to click on it. I'm already limited clicks the way it is.
You don't want a sexy stripper lady on your desktop? Is it
Let me
on
try
the
to find the link.
Is it on the desktop?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a screensaver or if it's just like
could you imagine if you have that on the stream? That would be so fucking cool. You have like 6 of them lining the bottom of the stream.
I'm sure it's something you could do. I really do. So let me also point this out. On the bootleg one, see, I saw you watching, and you download your clips from Kiss Anime when you make Power Hours or something, right?
Yeah.
The quality is usually pristine.
720p, yeah.
Now, the way it works on mine is, I'll go on there, and it'll be like, okay, pretty good, garbage. I'm watching pixels. It's like these fucking bugs here.
You see, that's why you're on the wrong Kiss Anime. You can't even download them on the one that you're on.
And I wanna get into. I keep grabbing my crotch too, like on Michael Jackson. I'm gonna talk about the Michael Jackson references when we get to it later, but really pull my pants up there, you know, get a little nice crotch shot on there. You got to. I do want to talk about this later, but on the when it would happen most is when, you know how some of the episodes it looked like different animation companies did them, like it was a little wacky.
I noticed that. It
was a little wacky looking. Those were the episodes when the quality would be fucking piss poor, so it really looked bad. I also want to point out that I didn't really like those episodes.
Really?
I could tell it was going to be a not good episode when it got like weird. Like I said, we'll get into it, but
some of them were hit or miss. I hope that phrase is ruined on.
I know. I can't say hit or miss anymore. Now, what the next thing I wanted to talk about was, we'll get into. We're probably going to get into spoiler territory, but not till later on. What I did want to talk about was, okay. So, speaking of piss poor quality and having to go watch it, now you watched it dubbed. We watched it dubbed.
Yeah, obviously you have to.
What? See, and I hate for this to be the first one that we do because we watched it dubbed. Dubbed animes are garbage.
Absolutely. There's a few exceptions.
Couple exceptions. You have Dragon Ball Z, Space Dandy. What the fuck else? People say Bleach is okay, but I think that's just because you grow up with it on Toonami. Zoids is one, but again,
that's like a cartoon.
Exactly. I think where dub works the best is when it's like a cartoon anime.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I'm coining that phrase too. That's
cartoon.
Is
it all anime cartoon?
See, that's where the waters get a little murky. You like that? That popped up there?
I don't like that. I don't even know
I'm coining that phrase, cartoon anime, because it's like, it is an anime in a sense, but it's like a cartoon. So like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, but Space Dandy's an exception. Always subbed though. I will never do not about the dubbed, but this one worked. So anyway, going back to what I was saying.
You got to remember why it was dubbed, though, because since it aired first...
Because we speak English?
Yeah, for us.
It's dubbed for us specifically.
But it aired first in America.
True, yeah.
Which is batshit crazy. I honestly, off the top of my head, cannot think of a single anime that aired first in America.
Yep, it aired first in America, and then I think a day later... it aired in Japan. And I also want to point out, it's not because it's like an American production company. I looked into this. I did my research. It's not because it was an American production company and it was like picked up or whatever. It was created by Bones. You ever hear Bones?
Bones. It sounds familiar. I'm assuming they made other animes, obviously.
They have their studios. They're labeled like Studio A, Studio B, Studio C, whatever. Not that matters. Mm-hmm. And they work on different projects. They are the ones that make My Hero, One Punch Man. Mm-hmm. Well, not anymore. I think a different studio took that over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Praying that's okay. Mob Psycho, and a bunch of other, so they do all the famous ones. That's why the animation looks fucking phenomenal in this. Absolutely. I do want to point that out.
Any kind of, action scene, it fits so well. You know?
So going back to, so I'm going through the episodes, and it's, I'm going through, and then that's when I asked you, I was like, is there an episode 11? Because
we're back on the Kiss anime.
Yeah, we're going back to Kiss anime. I can't get Kiss anime fucking sucks. And I also want to point out, along from the shitty ads, the goddamn amount of clicks I get, cunt wars, and all the free
cunt wars,
and all the free knockoff to play anime games. What was the one? Ninja Warriors with all Naruto characters.
Yeah, like Sword Art Online ads.
Ninja Warriors 2. There's a second one, so that means there was a first one. It did well enough for them to warrant making.
No, it didn't do well enough. They suckered enough people in to get to play the fucking game.
Who are they suckering in? That's what I want to know. It's got to be little kids.
Yeah.
That are like, oh, free to play.
Cunt wars.
Cunt wars. Wow.
That's not even like trying to be subtle. It's just like, it's there. Play this porn game. Cunt wars.
You're getting me now. I'm thinking
advertisements are gonna start appearing on the whatever video streaming site you're watching on.
I'm gonna see if I could find an ad for Cunt Wars and post it.
It's just gonna be a black bar with the name on the top. No, you can't even put the name because I'm pretty sure they do like letters to like be a dick or something like that. It's not trying to be subtle at all.
It'll be an anime girl's head. And maybe
if you could find it in this barren wasteland that we're in.
We're gonna have to get down. We're gonna have to get down from space. Tink, 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 tink.
Oh, I thought we were just outside. Like this is just it.
Oh, you can breathe in space.
It's Space Dandy did. Segue into the anime.
No, I'm not off Kiss anime. So anyway,
bring it back.
I'm on the shitty knockoff Kiss anime. So apparently I watched it wrong.
You did.
Okay, so I get to episode 11. And I play it, and it's just the intro. And I'm like, that's weird. No episode. So maybe they fucked up and there's 13, and they fucked up on episode 11. There's actually only 12, because there's usually only 12 episodes.
Yeah, Mike texts me. He's like, why is episode 11 just an intro? I'm like, that's wrong. I'm like, I just watched it like yesterday. I'm like, there's an episode 11.
So I pay for Hulu. And I go on Crunchyroll first because I'm like, oh, Funimation, and they did a crossover bullshit type thing. Which, here's another thing too. Crunchyroll and Funimation did the crossover because you could pay for Funimation and watch all their animes. I don't know why you ever fucking would when you could just pay for Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't matter. And you could still, it's like Napster. Napster is still a thing.
I think if you pay for Funimation,
you get all the Crunchyroll ones too.
And the same goes
So it's like the same
backwards.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. They fixed it. It doesn't matter. So I go on Crunchyroll and I look and I'm like, it's not there, whatever. So it has it so you could click on it. And I clicked on it, but like there's no episodes. It just has the list and you can read reviews. And someone in the thing was like, it's on Hulu. I'm like, oh, fuck Kiss Anime. I don't have to go to this shitty goddamn Cunt Wars website anymore. So I go on Hulu. It's only fucking subbed. I'm like, are you fucking...
Dude, I told you.
It's only fucking subbed. The dubbed is apparently really hard to find, too. It was dubbed on Adult Swim, because apparently this was made just for Adult Swim. And then I saw that just recently they had released a Blu-ray package with the dubbed in it. So apparently the dubbed is hard to find.
If that doesn't come up with one of those booby mouse pads, they missed a golden opportunity.
Or the banner, or the sticker.
Oh, the banner and the sticker.
We'll get to that. Well, which one do you want more? We'll get to that. But, so I go on there, and it's subbed, and I'm like, okay, let me see if there's an episode 11. And there is an episode 11. So I watch it.
You watched it subbed?
I did watch it. I watched it dubbed, and then I watched a subbed episode. So I got to see how it is. The subbed isn't bad. They do a great job. Because usually subbed is pretty good. Sorry, I just wanted to switch up a little bit.
Ooh.
So the sub... Like my thought? So the subbed isn't bad. So... Go figure, too. I was just going to skip it. I didn't even plan to do this research. I was like, fuck it.
Idea.
Yeah, it was a bad idea because it ended up being a pretty important episode. So I watched this subbed. We'll get into the episode, too. And then, we'll just go episode by episode. I don't want to do that. But I watched the episode, and I'm telling you, I have never been so fucking aggravated in my life. So not only is Kiss Anime pissing me off, the quality is garbage.
Are we still? Were you?
No, I'm on Hulu now. I'm watching it on Hulu, and the quality sucks.
On Hulu though.
I'm going into the because it starts off auto.
Yeah.
And usually when a player is on auto, it just goes to shit quality, and then over time it gets better.
It gets better. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't getting better, so I'm like best quality, and it still looked like ass. So then I'm like, now I'm in the options thing. I'm trying to. All because this goddamn episode 11, Kiss Anime, is fucking garbage. I'm on the wrong one anyway, which I found out later. I had to watch it. The quality sucked. It was unfortunate, too, because it was one... And like I said,
very important episode.
Every episode that I watched that was piss poor quality was like that weird... They changed the animation for it.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I just... Before I get off on... Just to get off this tangent here. And fuck Netflix, too. Garbage website. I'm thinking about just canceling it. It does this thing. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sure there's a way to fix it. I updated all my drivers. I updated my graphics card. I updated my fucking Flash player, which I don't even think matters. I did all the updates on my computer. I went in the options on Netflix. I messaged them because I'm pissed. I'm like, your fucking thing sucks. It does this thing where it's fine. It's the great quality for about 10-15 minutes, and then it just drops.
I don't even use Netflix.
It drops. And then I'll leave it because I'll get so fucking frustrated. I have to refresh. So imagine watching a movie and having to refresh it every 10-15 minutes. It'll go back to being good, and then in 10-15 minutes it'll drop, and I'll get fed up and I'll leave it. And then it'll just get to the point where it's literally 160p. It's indistinguishable.
2 pixels?
I let it go. I was like, fuck it. I'm watching a movie, and it just turned into black and brown squares.
Unregistered hypercam.
Oh, it was horrible. It was god awful. The quality sounded like I was underwater. It was so bad.
God. I think
fuck Netflix. I can't fix it, and it's only on my computer. So it probably isn't Netflix's fault. It has to do something with my computer. But like I said, I did everything I could, and I'm not going into the help forums or whatever because they're completely fucking unhelpful. I would have to talk to somebody, and realistically, I'm gonna get stuck with someone who has no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna spend 2 hours on the phone.
It's not even worth that.
It's not gonna work. They're gonna ask me for my password. I'm not gonna want to tell them what my password is, and then that's gonna be that.
Why? What's your password?
So my username is. So that's what I want to talk about with that. That's self. Yeah, and after I just got off my high horse talking about paying for, you know what else though? Really, I'm still
You're
on this.
Still on this?
Because I pay for this,
Is this
and it just
complaints.
Yeah, basically what it comes down to is I have to buy the fucking DVD anymore. That's what I'm just gonna have to buy it on fucking DVD and Blu-ray. That's just
while we're on tangents. Also, why is anime so expensive?
Really expensive,
dude. This gets me. This is my favorite thing, and I tell people this, and they're like, "Oh my god, gangsta."
Okay, for those of you who don't know what gangsta is, I'm sure you do. If you're here and it's anime related, gangsta is basically it's in the name. Let me put it this way: the manga was originally called Fuck Boys, and then they changed it into it's an anime about literally gangsters just getting down and dirty. It would be like if a rap video. It would be like if you took a rap video, a modern rap video, and your idea of what like the New York mob was back in the 1950s and combined the two into an anime form. You got gangsta.
Yeah.
So go ahead. It's 12 episodes?
I think it's 11.
It's 11 episodes. It never finished. The studio.
Never going to finish.
It's never going to finish. The studio closed. I doubt anyone's going to pick it up.
Cliffhanger ending.
So just to put it in perspective, 11 episodes, no end, cliffhanger ending, never getting picked back up.
So I'm at my local video store. It's not even a video store.
Oh, FYE?
FYE. I don't know if that's an international thing or not.
It definitely is.
Okay, so I'm at FYE.
To be fair, they are a little pricey, but this.
And I'm looking through the anime stuff. You know, you get like your usual like Dragon Ball Z. Like the things are like.
Let's be honest, you were in the hentai ecchi section.
Hentai Lord.
Go ahead.
I was looking for Cunt Wars.
I burped and it tasted terrible. You were like, hey, let's see Cunt Wars. So, right next to Dragon Ball Z too. I'll tell you what, in anime sections, they're not subtle at all.
No,
it's just you got Dragon Ball Z and then fucking Bible Black.
No, if I saw that, I'd buy it.
I've seen Boku no Pico there. If you don't know what that is, look it up. So go ahead. So you see gangsta.
I see gangsta. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, they got like the art and everything on the front. So I'm looking at it. I'm reading it. It gives like the description, everything. I'm like, oh yeah, how much is this? And I flip it over, and I'm astounded. If I remember correctly, and I'm almost positive, it was $75 for 12 episodes.
11 maybe.
$75. That's more than a video game. That's more than a movie. That's more than 5 movies. A movie's what? $20 to $30.
$20 to $30. On Blu-ray, it's about like $22. $22, $24.
That's Blu-ray.
That's Blu-ray.
I don't even think this was Blu-ray.
No, I was buying 4K movies, and I think they were below $30. They were like $28.
Yeah.
4K, ultraviolet. You get everything.
Now this is, I'm not gonna say it's a shitty anime. It's what happened to the anime is shitty. How the studio closed, but it's not even a complete series for upwards to almost $100. $70.
75.
For something that's not even complete.
I'm gonna fact check you on that. I'm gonna buy it. I'll bring it in.
Put the listing like right here.
Yeah. No, but realistically, if someone like continue, but let me go. Let me see if I can find it on Amazon real quick. Go ahead.
I like that. It's absurd that, and it's not just that though. Like even like I saw a complete series of Dragon Ball Z at FYE, right? That's not what they had. It was like a bigger box.
Okay, right. So it was like a special edition type thing.
Maybe. But even so, that wouldn't warrant...
Oh, was it this one?
Maybe.
Because this one is used. This is so we're on Amazon right now.
Well, this is Amazon too. I'm sure that they up the prices at like a shop or whatever.
Exactly, but here's the thing. So on Amazon, you can find Gangsta, the collector's edition, right? So it's a special edition.
Mm-hmm.
11 episodes, right? Used.
Mm-hmm.
For $40.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot. $40 used. Collector's edition. What the fuck do you get in the collector's edition? Fuck boys?
I wish. So the Dragon Ball Z complete series with a ton of fucking episodes.
Lots.
$200.
I mean, it's the complete series.
That's not terrible.
That's two gangsters.
That is two gangsters.
That's two gangsters. And they also do that thing. Now, this is also... I'm going to have to go with this. Now, FYE, like I said, is a little expensive. But when it comes to buying anime and it being expensive at Walmart... So Walmart, they already have it. It's going to be... You're going to find it the cheapest there or online. They're going to rival it anyway, so the price difference isn't that much. Maybe a couple dollars. They have... I think they do this with Dragon Ball Z too. Not the complete series, but they'll do volumes. Mm-hmm. So you get however many episodes. Dragon Ball Z, I might have seen it. GT, you see the price and it blows your mind because that fucking
terrible.
Sucks. Bleach, I've seen. They'll have however many volumes.
Yeah.
And it's fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You get like 14, 17 episodes and it's like over $30.
Yeah, and that's like not even that's just a chunk, like a fraction of the entire series. Like you're looking at like a 300 episode anime, you're spending hundreds of dollars just to own it. Hundreds of dollars. That's ridiculous. Or I could spend $12 on a streaming site and just watch it. Or I can go to Kiss Anime.
Or go to Kiss Anime
and watch attacked by ads.
Yeah, you could get attacked by ads and watch quality that's passable.
Sometimes. Listen,
here's what I would do. I would go to Kiss Anime for animes that you're questionable about. Or Space Dandy. I know, we got way off topic here. We haven't even talked about the show yet.
Segued into Space Dandy.
No, I'm not done yet here.
Oh, okay.
We're going back. We're going back. Reverse the stars. So, or you can spend $12 on the one volume of the manga.
There's only two.
Now, see, listen... People can make that argue. They could say, oh, well, manga's expensive. In about 6 volumes, you basically have 12 episodes of a season. I would say the manga, half of, that's, if you're going to do like a mathematical equation here, I would say you cover the same amount of content from the manga in half the amount of anime episodes. So if you watch a 12-episode anime, you cover the same amount of content in 6 volumes of the manga.
I would say you get more content in the manga.
You do get more content. It's like saying
absolutely.
It's like saying the movie was really good, but the book is better.
Yeah, that's basically
the book is always better.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And like the way sometimes. Can you name a time when the book, maybe rarely, maybe if like they made like Transformers the book?
I feel like
I know that was a bad example.
Dude,
Listen, it goes.
Transformers
Listen,
book.
it goes the book first, then the manga, then the anime. Because a lot of manga. Sometimes, but most of the time there's always a book first and then the manga. If you look up a manga, there's always a book first.
Yeah, but you see a cool fight scene or an action scene, right? You really think it's gonna be cooler flipping through pages? Or in your face action?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be cooler. Listen, I like all forms.
Saying, see?
I like all forms.
It really depends on whatever you're watching.
It works best, I feel, if you watch it in the reverse. So if I was gonna do...
You're saying watch it, then read it?
Watch it, then read the book. That's how I would do it. Because then this way... Because, well, what did you just say? In the manga, it's cool looking, but you're not seeing it. Whereas if you watch it first, when you get to that fight, you can imagine what you saw, plus and add it to... in your mind what's going on the page.
Now, you see, I read Terraformers first, and then I watched it. And I feel like I gained a lot more knowledge about everything that's going on. Knowledge about everything that's going on in the anime up until that point, because you get so much more backstory and stuff in the manga.
So what you're saying is, for the next podcast, you want to cover Terraformers.
If you want to, you're going to have to finish it.
That's going to be tough.
That's an undertaking.
That would be real tough. That'd be real tough. Because I'm only on, like, book 6 or 7.
There's only 21, though.
That's still a lot.
Is it 21? It might be 23. 21,
22, 23. Did it end? Is it got a cliffhanger?
I can't tell you. You gotta read it.
Fuck.
It's amazing. You see, I read the entire manga. I read the entire manga.
You got DBZ on the mind.
I do.
Go ahead.
I got Cunt Wars on the mind.
You got caught?
Fuck, I just want to play that now.
Alright, you got us. We have a paid promotion for Cunt Wars and Kiss Anime.
Insert it right here.
See, that's why we talked. See, that's why we started off with both Kiss Animes. I got paid for promotion for the one. Dan gets paid promotion
for
the
knockoff one.
Yeah, I got the shitty
Christ.
I got the shitty knockoff one.
But
wait, your whistle there, buddy.
Ooh, I did not like that. So
every time I look, it looks like you're getting farther and farther out. Maybe you are in space. You're not. No,
I've actually been moving.
You keep
closer.
moving up. I know, but like I think when you move forward, it moves you out more. Not that it really matters. I don't think anyone really gives a shit. You're gonna end up off the screen.
Have like one of those like it's just me, but it's like super sped up, and you just see me closer, like slowly moving in. But like the end of it, I'm over there. So anyway, we didn't even get nearly close to the topic that we wanted to cover.
Space Dandy.
Space Dandy.
It's a dandy of an episode. You like how I made that shitty joke just now? It was bound to happen.
Are you gonna take the intro screen and like throw it at the screen?
You want me? I can't. There's a glass. This is glass.
Ting 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 ting. I thought we were out in space.
We're not out in space. Can you fucking breathe in space?
Space Dandy can.
We're doing that again? You want to go back to how shitty
Space Dandy did?
What are you talking about? The last episode? Okay, we'll get to
I don't know. You gotta watch it.
We'll get to that. All right, so going to the anime. Overall, how'd you like it? It was really good.
Are you gonna give it a rating, or are you doing that?
Let's save the rating for the end.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, let's say it this way. If someone was questionable about watching it,
I would say watch it. I say it literally has something for everybody. I would say I would go as far as to say it would be.
Would you say it was the best dubbed anime you've ever seen? Nah, see, it's hard to beat Dragon Ball Z. Let's take Dragon Ball. No, then Yu-Gi-Oh.
I wouldn't say it's the best dub I've ever seen, but I would say it's one of the best animes to start to get somebody into watching anime.
That is true, because then, like, if you're questionable about them being iffy on the sub, dub, listen, sub all the way. It's no question.
That's always the big undertaking when somebody wants to get into anime.
It's like, what's the first anime I show them?
What's the first anime? And it's hard. They can't adjust to the subtitles, because that's what everybody says. They're like, I don't like reading, or I don't want to read and have to focus on something. Well, it's perfect. You don't have to. You could just listen to it, because the dub is amazing.
Now, here's the thing. to get now, I'm just going off the point you made because I agree. I think it's a fantastic anime. I remember I watched it first on I started watching it right on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on. I don't think Toonami was back out yet. I think Toonami is back now.
Yeah, Toonami's back now, but I don't think
Toonami was back. I think it was just like the block they had on Adult Swim, and I don't think any other animes surrounded it. I think it was they had their typical Adult Swim shows, and then Space Dandy, and then like more Adult Swim shows.
Yeah.
Not that that matters, but I remember I watched it, and I going back and watching this, I remember way more episodes than I remember. I originally thought I had watched the first couple, but I remember going, even in the second season, I remember catching a lot of episodes.
You see, I'm the opposite. I actually forgot about a couple of the episodes. It's the truth. I was watching, I'm like, wow, I don't remember anything about this episode.
Yeah, I actually remember seeing a lot more episodes, but yeah, I agree. It's a great. That is true. But again, going off of what's the first one? Yeah, they have to go to Kiss Anime, and I feel like that takes away. I'll shit on Kiss Anime. I'll shit on it, and I'll talk shit to it. But it's handy and it's helpful.
Yeah, it's handy.
And when it comes to like an anime I can't find or whatever, listen, I make a big deal about it, but it's really not that bad. It's tolerable, and the quality is amazing. But that's like. Oh, I'm just going to go and do whatever, and I could put up with the ads. Someone new getting into that, it's tough to get someone to do that.
You could also say it on the reverse side, being like...
Buy them the Blu-ray.
Yeah, okay.
Well, then you're locking them into watching it.
Jesus, you're forcing them to watch it at that point. But, sure, yeah, Kiss Anime sucks, but they don't have to pay for, like, a subscription. Because if they don't like anime, then it's like they didn't spend money to watch it.
I'm just saying, it's a little tough to get someone to have to go do that. Or you just watch it with them. But see, here's the thing. If you're watching it off a console, it's a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. You cannot run Kiss Anime on a console.
It's so bad.
It's terrible.
It sucks on a computer, but like I said, it's tolerable and it's not that bad. On a console, Jesus Christ, it's good fucking luck.
Actually, I have a story because I tried it, me and Mike Dale.
Is this about Space Dandy, or is this about just shit-talking streaming websites?
No, it's about Space Dandy. Because we tried watching Space Dandy, and we got through like halfway through the second episode. Yeah, the browser just closed. Mid-episode just closed.
I meant to say something about that. That's another thing. I don't know if it was just the shitty Kiss Anime I was using or whatever. I did want to say something about this. Another thing that was really fucking killing me with this site is, every so often, it was completely random, but it would happen like maybe once every two. I remember toward the end, the last couple episodes, it was getting real bad. I don't know. They have to do it on purpose. Like, if you don't pay for it or something, I think they do it on purpose. It would just, in the middle of the episode, it would just close, and it'd say, sorry, something went wrong. And you have to refresh the page, and then you get hit with all the ads again, and then you start over.
That's never happened to me on the other Kiss Anime website.
On the one I was on the shitty one, that would happen.
You see, you got the bootleg one.
I got the bootleg. Well, it's they sponsor me, so you can sign up at. But yeah. Well, remember too, even on the console when we tried watching Space Dandy again out here. I'm telling you what, it was hard to jump back into Space Dandy after seeing it on Adult Swim however many years ago, and then going back and
you think so?
And then watching the first couple episodes again, and then having to go. I hate unless I'm watching it with somebody. I hate rewatching animes. I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it.
You're one of those people that forget an anime and you're like, I have to rewatch it.
I know, and I have to rewatch it, and that kills me. Because I remember it just enough, but I don't remember it just enough. That's just me, baby. See what I did there?
No. I don't remember the anime.
But yeah, it is a great first anime. Yeah. It's just tough.
It literally has something for everybody. You like racing, has an episode about racing. You like romance, has a romance story.
Well, what's it about, realistically? If you saw, so someone goes, what's it about? It's basically, it's a space opera.
I wouldn't say space opera.
I kind of think so. It's kind of like Buck Rogers. I wanted to say Duck Dodgers so bad. You know what Duck Dodgers is?
I don't know what either of those are. Duck Dodgers, isn't that the...
Okay, so Buck... Is it Buck Rogers? Fact check me on that. I don't know.
Who's Buck Rogers?
I'm thinking
baseball player?
Flash Gordon, maybe?
Okay, now you're pulling.
Okay, well, it's kind of like Flash Gordon is kind of like a space opera, like it goes out and it's kind of unless it's Buck Rogers. I think you're using
opera in the wrong term.
Anyway, Duck Dodgers is Donald Duck as Buck Rogers.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God.
I'm thinking about Darkwing Duck.
Totally different. First of all,
I
that's...
would not use opera. Opera is not the right word.
Well, they go out on a space adventure.
Maybe sitcom.
Okay, well, yeah, that's... What's going on there, buddy?
Maybe like a sitcom.
Okay, well, yeah. No, okay, that's another term I would like to coin. It is a sitcom anime.
Yeah.
To an extent. This one's a little different, which is nice. Because what it is, it's a sitcom anime where toward the end, they knew it was ending and they tied it together.
Yeah.
They really put which was a nice treat at the end. We'll get to the ending later on, but it was a nice way for them to tie it up. And I think that was a cool idea.
But they ended it almost the perfect way into where they could start it up again if they wanted to.
Yes, again, because it's a sitcom anime. What's a sitcom anime? It's a I've never heard anyone use this term, so I'm coining it again. That's another one. There's a couple terms.
I've heard that before, sitcom anime.
I never have. And if I've never heard of it, it's new to me.
Yeah.
There's so long.
New to me, baby.
So there's sitcom anime. What was the other one I coined before?
Space opera?
No, that's everyone
I don't
knows
know
what
that is. That's not a thing.
And anime graveyard. That's something else. We'll get into that. That does not do anything. But yeah, so sitcom anime, basically, what is that? It's an anime where you can put two and two together. It's basically, it's episodic.
Yeah.
It has very loose, it doesn't really connect. It has like the same underlying theme, same characters, but like each episode has a problem, they fix it, and then that's it.
Yeah, but each episode almost has like a theme to it.
It's its own thing. I'll tell you what, I'm not the biggest fan of those types of animes. Because, like, you're not really accomplishing anything.
Yeah, but could you name another anime that does that?
There's a lot of animes like that.
I'm just asking for one, baby.
I don't usually watch those. Myriad of Colors. I know it's a bad one. I don't even think that's the name of it.
Terrible.
I know, it is really bad. There's a lot of them. If I had a list in front of me, I know it's not looking too hot right now, but there are a lot of sitcom animes. I'm not the biggest fan of those. But this one was really good because I think a lot of thought and work went into each episode. So like you said, there's a theme to each episode.
Yeah.
And they do go very deep.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about like physics, space. They talk about a lot.
There's a lot of space.
Paradox, time warps, and they, like I said, they did their
parallel
research.
Universes. That's a huge thing in this.
And like a lot of it's subtle, so you can watch it with like the intention of, oh, it's a goofy space anime, and these themes are cool, and you could enjoy it and get what you want out of that, or you can really look at the subtleties and be like, oh wow, that's really fucking cool.
And even if you don't know anything about space-time travel, anything like that, most of the like huge terms that they go through in each episode, there's an overarching narrator that it goes into each thing and explains exactly what it is. Like if you don't know what a parallel universe is, the narrator's there to explain it cut and dried to you so you understand it, and they give you like a whole diagram and everything. So it's not like you can't enjoy it if you have no knowledge of the subject. Because they they don't teach you about it, but they give you almost
tell you enough about it.
Like a spark note of it. Like to really not dumb it down, but dumb it down.
But not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way.
Not where they're like spoon feeding it to you.
Yeah. It basically, they explain it perfectly to you.
Enough where you could be like, oh, I think I read something about this or heard about this in physics class.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that. I want to talk about the narrator for a second. Now, we've been talking about how good it is. It's a great anime. If you're questionable about watching it, definitely watch it.
I would give it a watch.
Definitely give it a watch. Now, here's one of the things that bothered me. They break the fourth wall a lot, which is cool. They explain why later on, but I think spoiler territory. There's no spoilers yet, but later on in the stream here, we'll get into that. But one of the things I didn't like, I want to ask you about a couple things you didn't like. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there has to be some, but in case you can't think of it on top of your head, you can think about this. Now, you know how they break the fourth wall with there's a narrator in the show, and he talks. And you'll figure...
Not all the time, not in every episode, but
he's just there.
From time to time.
Yeah, it's a narrator. But they'll break the fourth wall by talking back to him. Mm-hmm. Like, breaking the fourth wall. I thought... it was something I thought about and I would like... And I want to see what you think. I thought they missed a golden opportunity and it would fix it, it would make sense, and it would be like I said, if you thought about it, you'd be like, wow, okay, that makes sense, I get it, that's really cool. all the characters break the fourth wall by talking to the narrator, right? That does happen. All the characters talk to him. I thought it would be cool if it was just only Dandy that did it, and none of the other characters could hear him. I thought it would make more sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Why?
I see what you're saying.
Because, okay, so, just to spoil it, because Dandy's basically the next god.
Yeah.
And
that's what you find out.
That's what you find out late at the very, very end. I know,
Like,
it's a huge spoiler right in your face.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But
I pause the video and be like, spoiler countdown. But
I'll do like a Bruce Faulkner type thing, spoiler flash before this part hits.
Oh, Bruce Faulkner, baby. He has the best tunes.
Well, Bruce Faulkner too much? DBZ on the mind much? Baby?
Oh.
If you don't get those references, if you haven't seen it, then pause the video, go back, watch it, then come back and watch it. Then come back to this point in time.
It's 26 episodes.
It is 26 episodes. It's nice. I don't want to say that I prefer it to be 26 because there are a couple episodes that I thought were kind of a waste of my time. That I was like, this is stupid.
I agree with that. But
yeah, I thought it would have made most sense if it was only Dandy that could talk to him instead of all the characters. It was a small gripe. It wasn't that bad.
To be fair, there weren't many episodes where the others did talk to him, though.
It was like 1 or 2 times. But you know what? It was funny enough to where I could overlook it.
Yeah.
It was just a little nitpick that I thought about.
Yeah, so I thought it was an okay thing. I didn't really mind it too much.
What was something that you didn't like about it?
There were a few episodes where just not a lot happened. It was just...
All right, well then you want to segue into some of the episodes you didn't like? Because there are a couple I could think of.
Absolutely.
And then we'll segue into your favorites. Because I have one... I have a secret one that you might... And anyone else, I don't know if anyone else who's seen it can maybe relate or agree. But it's going to be... I think it might take you by surprise. Oh, something else...
Scared.
Yeah, there's something else I want to say about the... I'm sure you picked up on it, but in case you didn't. But I want to hear... Okay, so episodes where not a lot happened. So what are some of the episodes you didn't like?
I told you, and I'd still... Right there, right in my head, that stupid plant one.
That plant one was so bad. For anyone who's seen it, or if you go to watch it, there's a plant one. And we said earlier, they do this thing where every couple episodes, they change the animation style. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but in some episodes it worked. Those were some of my least favorite episodes. That was one of them. I thought it looked ugly. It was bad.
None of the characters looked coherent, if that's...
Only Dandy was in it?
The others were in it, but they got like stuck in the beginning, and the whole episode was them trying to get unstuck.
Yeah, well, here's why. I remember it was about the halfway point, I want to say. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they were going for some... Ooh, you like that?
I don't like that.
I don't know if they were going for like an artistic type thing. It was about at the halfway point. I remember sitting there going, this is really fucking boring. It was when he was just on the back of the one plant traveling.
Yeah, it was just like a few minutes of them traversing like different... It was that they were in that huge circular thing. And it was just them walking for one scene, walking for another scene. Then they were walking underwater, and then the next scene they're walking again. I'm sitting there,
I thought about fast forwarding. And I don't know if it's because of what's going on, or the animation style, or a combination of both. I had no idea what the fuck was going on at some point.
Yeah, it was just...
It would cut to like...
It was just an ugly mess.
It was. There was a scene where it shows them walking, and then it cuts to this thing that's on the back, and it was like a spore or something, and it shoots a thing out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is that? And then like later on, like way later on, to the point where you almost forget about it, because they didn't explain
like a big deal.
They were like, oh yeah, so something sent the signal out.
Yeah.
Okay. And another thing, the anime was a waste of time. Mm-hmm. Maybe I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Maybe there were some more underlying things. I want to get to what happens at the end. But another time waster, there's nothing to get about this part. It was just a waste of time. It wasn't even funny. Is when they just keep feeding Meow food.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Oh,
it's a waste of time.
I guess they did it for the joke at the end, where he's like, all right, fatty. Like, that was the... I kind of gave a chuckle, because I'm like, yeah, he's fat. Like,
and he likes to eat.
Yeah. But I was like, okay.
And they tried giving a backstory. They're like, oh yeah, in the north they're more sophisticated. In the south they're just
Yeah, they give like a huge like territorial thing, and I was like,
they could have just said there's two races.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The smart ones and the whatever, and the smart ones are only smarter because of the fucking North Pole. Oh, what was with the rock at the end? What was that? What was that supposed to be?
I don't know. It dissipated and then it was gone.
It was supposed to be like this big deal.
And then
it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be an alien. They thought it was an alien.
Yeah, and it was just like it was a meteorite.
But
then like it started developing these characters, and I honestly thought it was gonna be like a 2-part episode. Like you were gonna get more backstory, and then at the end he touched the meteorite, whatever, it dissipated.
It falls, yeah.
And then all the plants turned into like they were like human plant things that like could speak and everything. They just turned into regular old plants.
They go back to being plants.
And it was like, okay.
It was a stupid episode. It was a dumb
episode.
episode.
At the end, when he was sitting like in his ship, the coconut falls on his head.
And that meant
I don't know. I have no idea. It zoomed in on the coconut as if it was like meaningful.
I don't know if that was supposed to be like finally the punchline hit, because they always show caution falling coconuts, and that was their like, this is when we're gonna get him.
Yeah, but because like, oh, he dealt with plants, so they hit him back. I don't get it. So that episode kind of like hit or miss.
I bet you never miss, huh?
But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite episode.
What was an episode I didn't like? There was one early on in the first season.
Episode 9, Plants of Living.
What's this one? Oh, I thought the one with his dad wasn't that good, where they get stuck in the time paradox. I thought that one was okay. Where they go back to Meow's homeworld.
Oh, yeah. It was
a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think the funniest part was when he goes to ask the girl out and she's like, I'm gay. I thought that was funny because they were so blatant about it.
See, I didn't mind that episode. I thought the part that was the best was when they're trying to break that stupid, because it was just a paper calendar.
Yeah.
So they tried like all this stuff, like the chainsaw, the RPG, the fire. Like they tried all these different things, and it was just like absolutely nothing.
How did he get it apart with the machine at the end?
Because he has such a good metal worker that he could split something that.
See, like, it was so goofy.
It was
goofy. There was a scene that happened in the bar that was really, really.
When he kept missing the glass.
Oh, it was really funny. I can't remember what it was. That's unfortunate. I remember I laughed. I rewound it a couple times.
When he's talking to his dad, and he's like, "Yeah, I love boobs." It's like, don't ask my dad that.
All right, so, what season did you like better, the first or second?
I like the second season better. Honestly, my favorite part of the entire anime is the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, I think I honestly have to say, it's another episode that I didn't like, just to stick on before we get into the ones we did like. A World Without Sadness. It's not that I didn't like it, it's just that it was really weird. It's the one where he dies.
He quote unquote dies.
The ending was a little wonky, and
yeah, I didn't understand.
I didn't really understand it either.
Or what? I guess technically it's a different version of Dandy.
So if you've seen it, you know what episode we're talking about. It's the one where he dies. It's in season 2.
And he goes to like an underworld like limbo planet.
That one was a little slow in the beginning. It picked up toward the end, but it was a little slow in the beginning.
A lot of confusing things happened.
It was like he was dead, but everyone was after him because he didn't want to accept that he was dead.
Yeah.
So then, like, you find out that there's this chick who's the planet, and she's like, you can live or die. And he's like, I guess he decided to stay dead? Or she helped him out?
Well, she was like, you are dead, but I can put you into a different parallel universe. That's the overlying theme of this entire show, is just like parallel universes.
It's the whole underlying theme, as far as it being a sitcom anime, it is the fact they keep bringing it up, is that there are parallel universes and different dimensions.
Yeah. Well, the very first episode, he dies.
When?
Because remember, they go to the planet.
Oh yeah, he dies.
He blows the entire planet up. He dies. So the first episode ends, and you're like, oh, okay, the main character is dead. But then the next episode just starts right up as if nothing ever happened. Almost every episode, the bad guy dies.
Yeah.
And then he keeps coming back every single time. So it's not as if they completely ignore what happened. I'm assuming it's just different parallel universes and what happens in each one.
So another thing I want to point out in the show, I cheated a little bit with this one. I read up on it a little bit. It wasn't a lot. It was just like a little paragraph, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know how every so often the warp drive is always fucked?
Absolutely.
The warp drive is always fucked. And every time he warps, or even before, he'll always say he doesn't like warping because it starts to turn your hair a little more gray. And you don't really think anything of it because you're like, oh, okay, whatever. And even Meow questions him a couple times here and there.
Was it gray or hair loss?
Maybe hair loss. I don't remember exactly.
Loss.
But they say it a bit enough where you pick up on it. And even Meow says something along the lines of, oh, he doesn't like that because whatever, but I don't know if he's right. Then when you get toward the end of the series, one of his girlfriends shows up and she's like, oh, you figured out how to warp.
Yeah.
And they give you in a serious, that's a pretty serious,
it's one of the
more serious toned episodes.
It's like, I think it's the third last episode.
Yeah. And in like a serious tone, he basically says, yeah, I figured out the secret to warping. And he gives a full detailed explanation. He figured out that every time he warps, he's not the same Dandy.
Yeah.
He is taking his consciousness and putting it in a different Dandy that's farther ahead in time. Mm-hmm. So he's not exactly the same Dandy. I thought that was pretty interesting. He explains that in the episode toward the end, but I watched it twice and it was a little wonky. As much as they tried to spoon feed it to you,
yeah,
it was a little wonky. When I read it out in like, I forget, I read an article or something, I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
But you see, that's the thing I like about the anime is because it's goofy, like slapstick comedy, whatever, but they get like, there's these like very serious episodes, like the entirety of that episode where he the episode where his ex comes back.
Okay, yeah.
It's a very serious episode. Like
it is there are goofy things going on, but it is serious enough where like
Dandy,
you take it.
Dandy the entire time is like almost in a pissed off mood.
Distraught, I would say.
Yeah, like you can tell he's not the same person that like in every other episode he's like a happy-go-lucky like we'll get through it and everything. And this episode hits and he's just, you can tell he's mad the entire episode.
Even at boobies.
The best place in the entire universe.
It is the best. I just want to, can we go off on a side tangent here? Boobies is, I read in an article, this is a different article, the creator said that they did a lot of research on Hooters for boobies in the anime. Can you imagine that's part of you just do a lot of research in Hooters? I don't know if they have Hooters in Japan. If I can find a picture of Hooters in Japan, I'll slap a bunch of different pictures of Hooters girls all over in post.
Boobies is basically Space Dandy's version.
So it's a chain. It's Hooters in space.
Yeah, basically.
Oh look, it's over there.
It floats by.
Oh, man.
It's
great.
It's two giant boobs on each side with like
a space station
in the middle. But
you like
obviously
Honey?
it just flew by.
You like Honey?
I do like Honey. She's one of my favorite characters.
You like how she's half Cloudian?
Cloudian, yeah.
I want to touch on something on that episode. I know we still have to segue into episodes I liked, but I do want to say, just because we were talking about the episode, I think I was just as surprised as Honey was when I found out that Paul was just a 2D square. I don't know why I couldn't wrap my head around this, but I was thinking that when they went to the 2D world, it would go to like a different animation and like it would personify him. No, but they're like, no, it's just 2D, a square. They're like, I thought maybe he would come out.
Well, that's the thing though. Even the 4D being whatever.
You like when she drank stuff?
Yeah, it just instantly disappeared.
I thought that was cool.
But I like that episode though. That's well, we're getting into episodes that we like now, so
it was a good episode. I like how, and this is a funny. I like the way this is structured because in a very serious episode, it still finds a way to be funny because the episode is serious through and through, like as a dark tone, whatever. But they managed to find, they managed to be funny in a way where you're like, oh wow, even in the super serious episode, it's really funny because out of all the girls Dandy goes after, he always says boobs and booty. Mm-hmm. It's all about the booty, baby. His girlfriend was the fourth dimensional being. If you've seen the show, you know what she looks like. If you haven't seen the show, it's like this weird box thing with the heart in the middle.
Yep.
It's just
nothing to it. It's just it's like it's not a rotating box, but it's constantly moving into itself.
With a heart in the middle.
And that's it.
There's no girl features or anything. It's a girl voice with a heart in a rotating 4D box.
Yeah.
And this was Dandy's girlfriend. And they make a joke about it. They're like, Meow goes to QT. He's like, do you think she's hot? And QT's like, are you serious?
It's just a box.
And Meow's like, okay, I was just making sure.
She's like, I just want to make sure we're looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Like, even though it's a super serious, like, undertone, like, episode, they still have the comedy aspect in there.
Yeah. They managed to do a really good job with that. Now, going into episodes I did like. All right, you want me to ask you what your episode was first, or you want to know mine?
You go first, because I said what one I didn't like first.
Even though I like season 2 better. Or maybe it wasn't season...
We just have a quick list of the episodes.
Yeah, I actually, you know what episode I really didn't like? And it might be my least favorite one besides the plant one. The slow and steady wins the race. The one where he gets the teleporting flashlight and they go to the fish planet.
You didn't like that one?
I thought that episode was so stupid. And another one I didn't like. Actually, this one might rival the plant one. Now I'm thinking about shitty episodes now. This one might rival the plant one. I might rather watch the... No, the only reason I'd rather watch this other one I'm about to name than the plant one was boring and the jokes sucked. The one with the underpants and the vests.
Oh, I don't like that episode.
That episode sucked. That episode, the only cool thing I thought was cool about it was when he did he surfboarded again. I'm almost positive, right? When the planet exploded at the end.
Yeah, he surfboard to get to the ship.
Yeah, I thought that episode was so stupid. I really didn't like that episode. I thought it was so dumb. And
I didn't really like that episode, but I did like the episode with the flashlight.
I thought that episode was dumb. Of course, both episodes were the one where they did the wacky animation. And
yeah.
it wasn't that the animation, it was just, I thought it was boring and slow.
I didn't think it was boring, but the thing is, the flashlight episode.
Okay.
I like how they title the episodes because they like kind of fit the theme, but he says in the beginning, like, slow and steady wins the race, baby. So the entire episode, he literally does nothing.
He does nothing. And he keeps saying it, too.
Yeah, and he survives in the end, though. The planet burns up, like, explodes, and he's just...
He barely makes it out, and he didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything. That's the thing, though. Like, all this shit happens to make a planet explode, and he did nothing.
I will say, I will give this episode this. It's one of the key moments that I remember that I burst out laughing. I hate that it's from this episode because, like I said, I don't really like this episode. It's when they're on the original planet and they're on the moving manta ray, and Meow lands on the opposite side of him, and he goes, "Oh, Meow." He's like, and he goes to walk over to him, and the fish is like,
hole.
"Watch out for the holes!" And he just literally walks into the hole and falls down.
But the thing is, like, he doesn't act as if he's falling. It's just him, like, in the walk cycle falling.
Yeah.
Like, he still doesn't do anything even when he's falling, though. That's the thing.
It's you have to see it because it's the way it's animated and like how it happens.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
hilarious and they're moving so fast.
And then Meow tries to jump into the hole, but he misses. And then he gets caught and rolls underneath the manta ray.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't like that episode.
I didn't like that episode. I'd say the first half was funny, and then once they get to the fish planet, it was stupid. I guess I could say that.
You didn't like the end when everything's burning up and he goes to try to catch the fish
didn't
and
care.
he has the shield and he sticks his arm out. He's like, oh my god, that's hot.
I didn't think it was that funny. I really didn't think it was that funny.
And then at the end, you're like, oh, I don't know how Danny's gonna get out of this. And then the Gogol Empire ship immediately lands on it. He's like, I got you now, Dandy. And then he just uses the flashlight to get out of there.
You like how he just conveniently grabs the batteries? Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the batteries.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's why it's good. It's funny. Because he doesn't do anything, and he still survives in the end.
All right, what'd you say? You wanted to know my favorite?
Your favorite episode? Was it the high school one?
That is one of my favorite ones. I will get into that one.
As soon as As soon as I remembered the episode, I'm like, oh, Mike's gonna love this one. You okay? You're reading your...
Yeah, I'm reading the synopsis really quick. Okay.
Not even prepared.
Oh, that's episode 11.
One that you really botched.
Okay, yeah. Here's the one that I really liked. My favorite one is the Lonely Pooch Planet.
That was a sad episode.
It was a sad. Okay, now here. It was sad. It was real sad. It starts off like that's why I liked it. They landed. You know, they find the dog, and then Meow's acting all goofy, and he like doesn't like it, and then QT's like, when they first land on the planet, and QT, it's the way it's animated, and the way I love QT first of all.
Oh yeah, he's
one of my favorite. I'm gonna be that guy. Now you'll see a common trend here. I just want to say. You'll see a common trend here for future animes and like videos that we do. Whenever you ask me my favorite character, Dan, tell them
main character.
Always the main character. I always love the main character. 99% of the time, favorite character is the main character, and then I'll have like my main character that I actually like. I don't really count the main character because it's cheating, I guess. So like Dandy's my favorite character, but I'd say my second favorite character is tied for Meow and QT. I don't know who I like more.
Well, the thing is, it's one of those animes where there's not a huge cast of characters.
Kind of.
6.
What about Johnny?
7. There's like 7 main characters.
So your favorite character is the green lawyer that walks on all fours in the...
No, it's the Chameleonian.
Okay.
Turns out to be the narrator.
That's what I wanted to bring that up. I said that earlier.
So, the thing is, I don't know. They didn't allude to that at all. He just added that in at the end.
He added that in at the end. He goes, and then maybe even, and then at one point the chameleon. He says it point blank.
Yeah, but like when it comes to the like that episode, you have no idea. I don't know if it was the same voice actor at the time. I don't even remember like watching the episode and be like, wow, it sounds like the narrator.
If I had to pick when the chameleonian was the narrator, I would say it was when it was the goofy looking guy in the green plaid.
I'll tell you what, I really liked that episode.
That's I wanted to get back to the episode.
You can go. I'll...
But I would say it's hard to pick a favorite episode because again they're all really funny and it is a great anime. But I would say it's like a good tie. The Lonely Pooch. Basically it's the one where he goes back to high school, the singing one, high school musical anime episode, The Lonely Pooch and the Chameleonian. And of course the rock one. That's like the number one.
Yeah, that's everybody's.
That one was everybody's favorite when he makes the rock group with Johnny from what's the fucking
there's the Gogol Empire and then there's the Jaicro Empire.
The Jaicro. So anyway, I just want to go back to the Lonely Pooch, why I like this one so much. So it starts off, QT gets off the ship and he's like, wow! And he's like, look at all this junk!
Yeah, all the parts.
It's hilarious. I thought that part made me laugh out loud. And then Meow just starts eating garbage. And then Dandy finds the dog, and then, like, you know, all the shit transpires. And then it's sad because the dog dies.
Yeah.
And then that's the first half is sad, but the second half I thought was hilarious. Because you find out that he has fleas.
Yeah. Well,
and the fleas... Oh, what are we making a pit stop here? The fleas turn out to be, in the dubbed version at least, I don't know how they do the voice acting, these generic ass Native Americans. They're like, brother, our planet is dying. We must go. It's like generic racist Native American, and they're alien robots. Yeah. Holding the planet together. It's so outrageously stupid.
Yeah, but that's what makes the anime good. Like, just how outrageous everything is.
It was so funny.
It's so over the top.
And then when they start jumping around and they're trying to catch him, and then it lands in his hair and he kills the one. That was hilarious.
The hair gel.
The hair gel. And then when they're like, oh, wait, don't kill the other one. And then he steps on it, and then the planet fucking explodes.
Yeah, but that's all the common theme in that. Like, any planet they go to usually just ends in destruction.
They usually die.
Yeah.
They die a lot.
They do die a lot.
And you have to... And again, you can pass it off as a sitcom anime, but again, it really ties it in a
everything
nice,
ties in at the end.
nice, neat bow at the end. So,
But
all right, what was your favorite? Go ahead.
I really
Speaking of favorite episodes,
I really liked that episode. That I was honestly gonna say that's one of my favorites. That one was good. The rock one, obviously. I really liked the racing one.
The racing one was good, but I think it was just like
The thing is, the main character, Dandy, his opposite in that episode, the best racer in
Prince.
the race, it was Dandy. It was basically Space Dandy. He was against himself. It was almost
he was.
because he had the mouse, which is opposite of the cat,
Yeah.
and he had the other computer, which is opposite of QT.
Yeah.
So he was almost against himself in that race.
You like how they blatantly pointed out Disney for the mouse?
Oh yeah, 100%.
They talked about copyright and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really funny episode. I did like that episode.
Like, and just the stupid tactics to get in the beginning where he would shoot the missiles at the opponents and use the blast to get farther.
It was stupid. It was goofy. I feel like we have to do Redline. We got to do a talk on Redline.
I mean, I love that movie.
Maybe for the future. I might fall asleep.
It puts everybody to sleep.
Let's not get into that right now. If we ever do that, we'll... But, you like how at the end, too, the narrator goes, yes, you were even a surfer, a professional racer, and a truck driver.
Yep.
And they bring those up. He brings those up in separate episodes. Mm-hmm. So, again, it's a cool little Easter egg. Just like if you're mindful of what it's a good... Again, I just want to say it's a good anime to binge.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would prefer, if you've never seen it and you were going to watch it, I would say it's a good one to binge. I mean, again, there are 26 episodes. And like I was saying before, this is what I wanted to say before, because we talked about shitty episodes. I think they could have cut a couple episodes out.
Yeah, they probably could have made it shorter.
Maybe like 24.
Mm-hmm. But
what other episodes did you like? Like top favorite that you could think of?
Honestly, the last episode's my favorite episode.
Without getting into that yet, I want to save the ending there. The last two episodes, it's basically a two-parter.
Yeah.
Even
the second last episode was amazing.
That's what I just said.
I'm just saying.
The episode with the ukulele. I thought it was gonna be stupid at first, but I thought the ending was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. When he's riding the wave and all that shit keeps popping up, when the submarine showed up for the first time, and he's like, whoa. It was so stupid.
They did the submarine, and then they did the building, and I like the last thing the building did was a pyramid.
That was really funny.
That got me good.
That was great. And then he starts pulling out the other Dandy from like somewhat in the past, and then that was crazy. I really like that.
Even at the end of the episode, like when he's burning up, it had like a good tone to it. When he's like, all I want to do was smile, and he's like, you got that smile, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, you really think so? He's like, of course I do. And then he gets the ukulele and plays it at the end.
Oh, yeah, and they're like, doesn't this tune sound familiar?
Mm-hmm. I like that episode. I like the zombie episode. That's
the zombie episode. That's a great one. And it's in the beginning, too.
Yeah,
that's
one of the earlier episodes.
That's right in the beginning. Mm-hmm. When he's walking in to the thing. I sent you a snap of that.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing I want to touch on. You could say it.
No, God, I don't know.
When he was walking in, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, when he's walking in, it cuts to the next day. Like there's a zombie outbreak, and it cuts to the next day. And as he's walking in the building, he just randomly starts singing this goofy ass song. He's like, "Yeah, you know me, the booty, do 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 do," and they walk in the building, and there's blood and zombies and guts everywhere, and they act like nothing has happened. And QT's like, "Is this supposed to look like this?" And he's like, "That's fine."
But
how about when he goes, is that supposed to be or is he supposed to be performing that in the middle of the hallway?
That's like the zombies eating out like a dead body. But another thing I love about the anime is the music.
The music is
spot on. It's like this.
It was one of those things where they got their own band for it. I think it's called the Space Dandy Band.
It is, but it's every like scene has the music is like pristine. That's something you like. I personally picked up on.
A lot of people do like to point out. If I read, I try to stay away from like reading reviews because it's usually people who are like really just tear the fucking anime apart to the point where you don't want to watch it, and then you end up. See, that's why just like a little quick side note. That's why I like doing like these podcasts or something like that because you're first of all you're getting two different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So and you're not getting like a one-sided answer, and we're going in depth about it. It's not just like I can't stand reading reviews because it's honestly people just tearing it apart.
It's either they love it or they hate it. There's no in between.
And a lot of the times people are just very, for some reason, they're assholes. Because what they do is, they don't watch a lot of anime. They put fucking Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, the top 4, Bleach, whatever, as their top. And anyone that doesn't compare to that, then it's fucking garbage.
Yep.
I hate that. And then you miss out on opportunities. See, what I like is I watch anything and everything. So I really have...
You see, well, that's where we differ, because you watch like literally anything. I don't really care for a lot of those animes. Like, I don't like romance animes, so like, I'm gonna obviously have a different opinion if we do ever happen to watch one. But
this is one that we do agree on. It is really good.
It's amazing.
But yeah, a lot of people, you do see that people talk about the music a lot, and if this is one of those things where you pick up on music or you like music anime, there's a musical episode, which is the music is great. It's basically it's Katy Perry.
Yeah, basically.
It's Katy Perry. I meant to look up that voice actress because it did sound a lot like her, and I was like, maybe they reached out to a famous singer to do it, but I wasn't really sure. I never looked up into it, and I also checked. I did just want to check. I went to the sub to see if it was the same songs, because I was like, oh, if they're gonna dub over it, it might be hard, so they just might have made something up.
Songs.
It's the same song.
Oh wow.
It's the same beat, song, everything. So yeah, you have like musical songs, you have rock songs. There's an episode where they make a band.
It's like it's not jazz. It's like I can't.
It's like rock jazz,
but like it literally fits the tone. Like no matter what's happening, there's always like a song, not somber, but there's always like the music in the background, and it just fits. It literally fits everything.
It doesn't sound like stock.
No, exactly.
You could tell, like they
put time and work into it and made it fit every scene. Even the dancing episode.
I love the dancing episode. the music they play when he first shows up, and it's like that do 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 do.
like some of the stuff is like really out there, but everything fits the tone of what's going on.
A space songian? A dance...
Dansonian.
The Dansonian. Dansinian. And he's like... I forget what he says, but he's like... that's a great episode,
yeah, but
too.
The way they preface the episode is he has that dream about it.
That's great. And the music is so fucking weird.
And it wasn't even him. It's
he's
the weird rings on the planet.
That was a weird episode. That was a really good episode, though. I really liked that episode. But, yeah, the music is really good.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's amazing.
I'm surprised a lot of people go like to buy soundtracks or whatever. I'm sure there is one. I didn't look into it. Music is music. If it, you know.
Yeah.
How much did you like the number one hit they made, the drop kicks?
Oh my god.
In the rock and roll episode. I love that.
Dude, the pennants and the stickers.
What do you like better? What would you rather if you were to buy the thing? What would you rather, the pennants or the sticker?
Pennants.
The pennants. I'm not a fan of stickers.
I hate stickers.
I don't like stickers.
They get everywhere. I don't even know the point of a sticker.
I don't either.
It doesn't stay there. Why don't you just get a pin at that point?
I don't even like pins.
I don't like pins either, but some people
like you them. Can't prop them up. Like you have to stick it to something. And I feel like once you stick a sticker to something, it looks not grungy, but it looks like
you always get like that weird goop on it too. Like even if you try to peel it off, it's like
it never comes off all the way. I just really don't like stickers. Pennants are cool. You hang them. It's like a poster.
Absolutely.
But made of like different material. Now, might as well get into the last two episodes. There's in case you've been like browsing over the spoilers somehow, or whatever.
Yeah, we dropped
some major spoilers, but the last two episodes. Spoilers! Spoiler alert! Oh, go watch it and then come back here. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't forget about us.
Wow, that was terrible.
If that didn't make you sub. I don't know what will. So. For the people who have seen it or just don't care and want to know what happens,
this is the point of no return. This is like.
But I'm telling you, if you
go watch it.
Yes,
it's good.
If you're still questionable about watching it, watch it. If you don't care, and you're just here just to see about like what it's about, I hope we could convince you to go watch it.
Even with the spoilers though, like you're still missing out on like chunks of this anime.
Content.
Like,
yeah,
there's so much to see and like hear and. It's all of it's funny. It's great. Even the more serious episodes still manage to be somewhat like comical.
Like we said, there's only like one or two boring episodes, but even some people could like those, I guess. Mm-hmm. But the last two episodes, now it's pretty interesting how they do this because, like I said, again, spoilers, they do the whole sitcom anime where there's like small underlying tones, but for the most part, it's an episode, problem, plot, it ends, and then on to the next episode like the previous thing never happened. Then you get to the last 2 episodes, and the second last episode, it honestly, for the majority of it, has nothing to do. It's its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
And it's a great episode. It's basically he's on trial, and then
But for the entire episode, like, people are trying to question him, and he's just not responding at all.
Unresponsive.
He's not moving, nothing.
But all the other characters, too. Again, all the characters are great. I don't want you to think that, like, it's just Dandy and the crew that really hold it together. It's every character.
There's minor characters, but in the last episode, every single character's major. Yeah. Everybody plays a role into this.
So that's cool. Yeah, everyone's in it, too. And again, going back, this show covers every theme. Again, romance, races,
comedy, they cover sports.
They cover. There's so many pop culture references.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just anime tropes and references. There's also American pop culture, movies, TVs. It's not just anime tropes. It's tropes everything.
When I try to describe the anime to people, I say it's one of the most American animes. Like, everything in it, very Americanized. Like the whole boobies into Hooters thing, the surfer. Like, it's literally
a lot of Michael Jackson references.
But it's very American-esque.
I can't believe none of us talked about the first episode in the second season. When there's all different dimensions of them. Let's save that for them to watch if you haven't seen it.
That's a really good episode.
So, again, going back to the second last episode, there's like a trial. He's on trial. He's not saying anything. Again, it's its own episode. And then toward the end, they really start to break it down where you start finding things out, like how it all connects and how everything is the way it is. So basically, there's a God particle. If you guys ever heard it, it's basically the Higgs boson, or whatever the fuck that God particle is called.
What is it called? It's in what do they call it?
Pyronium?
I think so. I'm almost positive that's.
I think it's pyronium. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm probably gonna get flamed in the comment section or something. Pyridium? Pyronium?
I literally just watched the episodes like 2 seconds ago, and I can't remember.
What was the weapon called, too? Because that's another has to do with physics. It's the Halleck Collider or whatever?
Hadron.
No,
I'm thinking about the actual thing.
Because that's what it has to do with.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it's based off of. That weapon is based off the Hadron Collider, and the Pyronium or whatever the fuck it's called is so important because that's technically the God particle. But anyway, so they have the scientists there, and they go to like scan his DNA, and you find out
he doesn't have any.
He doesn't have any DNA, and you find out that he's like loaded with pyronium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably mispronouncing it, but yeah. So you find out he's loaded with pyronium, and then you're like, what is it? And they explain what it is. It's basically the God particle, where like it's the most simple. It can do everything. It can do everything and anything it wants. It can traverse multi-dimensions. It could go through parallel dimensions, and then you're like, oh fuck, and then you find out why.
Now, mind you, this is like a not a comedy anime, but like it's very
goofy and doesn't really take itself seriously.
And they're talking about like multi-dimensions. And
and they're trying to explain they're adding a plot to this story that didn't have a plot. They're trying to connect the sitcom anime, which is a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
So then what you find out we
didn't even talk about the Google Empire and the main bad
guy. The Jicro Empire. Watch it, let them figure it out.
Well,
there's
that kind of the entire last episode.
Yeah, so there's a bad guy. There's 2 factions fighting for the universe: the Gogol Empire, the bad guys, and the Jicro Empire.
Which are, I guess, the good guys.
I guess so.
Johnny's
great.
He's the leader of the Jicro
Empire. And then there's, I can't wait to get into this, but I don't even remember what the bad guy for the Gogol Empire is called. The Grim Reaper guy. I can't remember his name.
He's not even a Grim Reaper.
I want to get to that. So yeah, so basically you find out Dandy's filled with pyronium because they're after him the whole anime. And then the end of the second last episode ends, they get him. And they take him away.
The courtroom.
Yeah, they get as he's leaving.
We're not gonna go into what happens in that episode because it's not.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, or if you've seen it, you already know. And then the last episode is. It's unbelievably crazy. If you've seen it, you know what we mean. If you haven't seen it, it's so good.
And all the characters leading up until this point are in this episode.
It's every character. It's pretty crazy.
Like, everybody has, like, a major role in this
Again,
episode.
every anime trope, it's jam-packed, filled with everything you want up until this time.
There's action, there's, like, mechs, there's comedy.
It's like watching a 3-part movie series, and then you know in the third movie, everything...
Shit's gonna hit the fan.
That's basically what it is. It's every character is badass. They do badass things. It's crazy space battles. They're surfing on... They use every machine they have.
Yep.
Every character they do. There's a twist at the end.
There is a twist at the end.
We'll save the spoilers.
Yeah.
The minor spoilers. There's a twist at the end. How awesome was it when the main bad guy, the Gogol Empire, Johnny goes to shoot him, and then he's like, go ahead and try, and he warps behind him and grabs it's insane. It's a
like,
great...
The stuff that happens is, it's so over the top, but, like, it fits the anime. It's just how it just works out.
It does. It's really good. It's a great anime, and I think, like I said, if you saw it, maybe we inspired you to go watch it again. I saw it once before. Like I said earlier, I saw it once before, and then I went back and I watched it, and I'm glad I watched it, like, all the way through. Like, I missed some episodes.
I wouldn't say it's an anime I would go back and watch start to end. But if there were certain episodes on, I would sit down and enjoy them. And
okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it. A fantastic watch first time seeing it.
Yeah.
Great. And I guess, what do you want to do? Say some closing words here? I think is there anything else you wanted to add besides closing? I feel like we touched all bases here.
Yeah, we summed most of it up. I'm trying to think if there's anything that we did miss. I don't think so. I think it was a nice treat. I think it was a perfect episode to start this series on. But
I think again, like you said, it's a great anime to get someone started off with.
yeah.
Even if you're an anime aficionado, it's not what there are animes where you see them and you're like, this is gonna suck. You just know
tell.
This is a good one. So it's an anime for everybody. It's a good one to start off.
It's not even like a super popular anime either. I wouldn't say so, at least.
I wouldn't say it's as popular as other animes, but
because even it's just
popular.
hard to find the way it is.
That's true. Again, on Hulu they only have sub. They don't have dub. Crunchyroll's not on there. Funimation's not on there. We gotta go to Kiss Anime. The right one. Cunt Wars.
See, we're right, like the show, right back to the beginning.
Right back to the beginning. But yeah, I think it was really good. Like I said, all different themes.
And even at the end of it, though, they could the twist at the end is that they could open it back up and continue the anime if they really wanted to.
They could
or
open
if
it.
Got such a bigger following.
I read an article. They teased at it. The creator teased at it
Mm-hmm.
at a convention, and then that was in 2017. Again, he teased at it, and then like when they asked him like more, he was like, "Our animation studios are working on so many other things," and he's like, "If I were to make it, I would have to win the lottery first." That was his joke.
But it's an anime that
So.
I would mind continuing watching if it came out.
Yeah.
So.
But
So what would you rate it? We waited this long. Out of 10.
What would I rate it out of 10? Out of all the anime, this is going off all the animes I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it. What would you rate it first? What are you going out of?
Out of 10, obviously. I feel like that's the best.
How about let's go out of beer drinks? Are you gonna do? Let's say a 10 is a full beer. 10 is a full beer. What would you rate it? I see. Now you're really thinking.
Yeah.
You want my answer? Out of a whole beer.
Are you saying a whole beer per episode?
No, Dan. I'm saying a whole beer, and if you drink the whole beer, you're immediately drunk. I would drink.
I don't know if I like this rating.
I would drink. Out of a whole beer, the whole beer gets you drunk after you finish it. I would give it a little more than 3/4.
So a 75.
A little more than 3/4.
So an 80. So an 8 out of 10.
Okay, whatever. If you want to get fucking technical, then go screw yourself. I think I would give it a little more than 8. Maybe like an 8.2. It was good. Listen, it's a great anime. It does have some flaws. It is slow here and there. Not a lot, but yeah.
I'd give it a 9.
Give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a 9. Woo!
Yep.
Damn. I would give it a little over an 8.
I would say I might even maybe like a 9.1 or a 9.2.
I would have to go a whole number lower.
Because I
would say you got some nostalgia.
I do have some nostalgia because I watched it a while ago.
When it was on TV every week.
It's like it's one of those animes where I really like every character. Every character it doesn't hit home, but it hits me in a certain way. I love Dandy. I love the way he looks. I love the pompadour. I love the style he has. I love Meow. The not cat.
Beetlejuicean.
Not a cat. QT. I like how they gave him an auto-tuned voice. How he's silly yet sophisticated.
Vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner
They
robot.
make that joke so much.
I love Honey. Good looking.
Yep. Hot.
Still badass, not stupid.
She is. Oh, I just real quick. I know we're coming toward the end here because you brought up Honey, the Cloudian.
Mm.
That episode, I thought that laugh track was I thought my audio was fucked up.
You like how they kept it going the entire time?
I thought it was a super bootleg episode,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, what is this? Is it like the episode that's streaming? And then they mention it, and I'm like, oh, okay, it wasn't fucked up.
It's a joke the entire time.
It is a joke the entire
But
time.
Honey's amazing. The girl from the
Scarlet.
Scarlet, is it Scarlet?
From the registration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really like Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like her that much, but
I like how they kept. I like how she's really hot, but they keep making the joke like she's just eh.
Yeah, she's really hot. She's also badass. Every character in the show is
Every
badass.
character's badass.
They're really good at fighting, which is I have no idea how that works, but very badass. The episode where they go on that date, how about that giant robot that's just peeking around the corners?
Dolph. His name was Dolph.
Yeah, that's a really good episode too. We didn't even touch on that, so I would definitely go watch that. But what's that? 6 characters? Johnny, really badass.
Johnny's awesome.
How about that cape he wears?
That cape is amazing.
Yeah, it's constantly sparkling. He's amazing. The double life he leads.
That was hilarious. You basically you have to watch it just to know.
It's
and again, and like I said, I'm gonna stick to my 8, a little over an 8, because there are that one was good, I really liked it. But there are other animes that are like 9s and 10s I could think of where I'm like, wow, this was a really fucking good watch. Again, this one is a really good watch. Mm-hmm. The only reason I give it a little more over an 8 is because there are other ones that I thought of.
Okay, but characters are badass, music's badass. Love the animation. Whenever a fight scene happens, you get assaulted with colors and like shit happening, and they go from like that nice 3. I really don't like 3D animation. I really do not like it.
It works sometimes, but for the most part, I don't like it.
It works sometimes, and when they use it in Space Dandy, it works.
I don't remember
good.
them really using it in Space Dandy.
First episode. Remember when the thing hits the ground, it goes up in the air, and they're riding on that like slide.
Oh
spaceship.
yeah, okay, I guess.
So like it's minimal, but like it fits in. It works. So
here and there, yeah.
So I think that it looks amazing, sounds amazing.
Like you said, it's an anime that has great replay value. You can go, and that's what's nice about it too, is because it does tie in together at the end, but it's sitcom anime enough where you can go back and just jump into any episode, and it'll still be funny.
Absolutely. I will say sometimes, we didn't mention it, but when you're watching it, like you go into that episode, sometimes they put you right in the middle of the episode. Like shit's already happening, and you're like, I'm questioning. I'm like, did I accidentally miss an episode? Because I don't know what's going on. And then they like slowly mention it, like the episode where he dies.
Oh yeah, you're just kind of.
They just throw you right into it. No,
I could see that.
Prior knowledge, and like I'm watching, I'm like, did I accidentally hit the button twice and skip the episode before this? Because I have no idea what's going on, and they don't start explaining what is going on until about halfway. So that's
true. Yeah, it's toward the end they start doing that.
So like I lose a few points, but I still think it's an amazing anime.
I think it's a great anime, and like I said, just to like closing it out, I hope that we can. I gotta go. I hope that if you saw it once before, we convinced you to go back to watch it again. If you haven't seen it,
Definitely watch it.
If you're questioning about watching it, you go and watch it. And then if you had no intentions of watching it, we convince you to go watch it now.
I agree with that.
So I think that about sums it up.
Yeah.
Again, this is our first episode of doing this that there is. Like I said, we'll try to. Well, I definitely want to do one a week. So every Tuesday. So
You think you finish anime every week?
there are a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
Easily. So I would like to do it every Tuesday. It could change later on down the line,
Yeah,
but
we gotta work out the kinks too.
I would like to do it every Tuesday, and like I said, we'll stream it first on Twitch. So if you don't follow our Twitch, go do that now. Link in the bottom or somewhere. So you could catch us when we go live, and then if you can't catch the live stream on Tuesday, we'll always have the video uploaded on our YouTube the next day, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go subscribe. Or if you're on our YouTube channel now watching this, subscribe and then go follow our Twitch to try to catch the live. Or if you don't really care about the live, then just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Another thing I would like to say that I would like to do in the future, not yet because this is still early and we're working out the kinks. I would like to do maybe like toward the end of a segment when we're reviewing an anime or manga or both, where at the very end of a segment we could have like a Q&A. Like maybe do like a Q&A chat where like maybe it's like the subs only or something like that. And we'll have a separate chat where then we could interact and then get some different feedback there.
See how you guys liked it, if you've seen it, or if
questions,
or if we convinced you to watch it or not watch it,
or if there was something that you wanted us to talk about specifically. Yeah. So yeah, you want to do a corny ass joke going out because I could already think about 10 as like a signing out.
That's just not my style, baby.
Stay dandy.